Hello there, I'm Anupriya Meenakshi Banerjee Putran and I'm a drama therapist, a person who intentionally incorporates techniques of drama like storytelling, masks, puppets, improvisation, etc. in the process of mental health care. One of my favorite ways of working with people across ages and abilities has been through a performance-based medium known as therapeutic theatre. As per the drama therapy program at New York University, therapeutic theatre is the intentional use of performance to address psychological, physical, and social concerns and promote health and well-being. It can support goals such as reminiscence, recovery, rehabilitation, and advocacy. In this, we acknowledge the culturally situated and socially constructed quality of lived experiences. Our experiences become available to exploration and change when understood and expressed through performance. The video essay ahead will offer some essential points to consider if you are a mental health professional building a therapeutic production with your clients. But first, let us start by understanding the difference between theatre and therapeutic theatre. 1. Intention. Theatre is goal-oriented and recreational. Therapeutic theatre is constructed to offer a strength-based, process-oriented, and action-based insight and support to storytellers' mental, physical, and spiritual needs. 2. Aesthetics. Much like theatre, aesthetics may be employed to engage, explicate, illuminate, or enhance the experience of the story. In a therapeutic production, the choice of aesthetics is always based on the storyteller's relational, artistic, and functional understanding of what the aesthetic is. 3. Process. Theatre may be focused on the ultimate outcome or product. However, in therapeutic theatre, focus always draws back to the intention and therefore the process, not the product. 4. Holding. An artistic performance can be put together by people across varying competencies like teachers, students, artists. However, in therapeutic theatre, space is held and supervised by qualified mental health professionals trained to balance the intersection of arts and mental health. 5. Ethics. Much like therapy, there are many ethical considerations that are maintained as per client's consent, unlike theatre where it may or may not be considered. More on that later. Now that we know what therapeutic theatre is and how different it is from theatre, let's look at 10 agents to consider when you are creating your own therapeutic production, be it theatre, film, exhibition, performance, recital, or anything that your imagination can create. There are two aspects to consider in process, the therapeutic and the creative. Before starting on any therapeutic theatre journey, it is important to set an intention or purpose to the exploration, much like approximating your client's expectations at the beginning of therapy. You can use a simple why, what, where, how, who principle. Why does your storyteller need or want to explore this process? What does the storyteller hope to take away and or what could potentially support the play, imagination, and creativity of the storyteller? Where do you see this performance taking place? How would you like to share your story? Who would you like to have supporting you in the process? Any other expectations or considerations such as body-based, emotional, behavioral, cognitive, aesthetic, or transpersonal needs? Some of these questions may be answered along the way. This offers a starting point for any therapeutic theatre process. Another therapeutic aspect to consider is setting boundaries. Just like in therapy, the facilitator maintaining and confirming boundaries in the process allows for a sense of safety and comfort to develop for the storyteller. Boundaries of time such as frequency and duration of rehearsals, finalizing the narrative, tentative performance, and termination date. Boundaries of space such as rehearsal space protocols, be it online or offline. Boundaries of therapeutic alliance or the contract of the relationship between the therapist and the client during that period. Secondly, it is also important to consider supporting the creative aspects of the process. Much like any sports or physical activity, the body needs to be prepared via warm-up to tap into the core of imagination, creativity, spontaneity, and access thoughts, emotions, behaviors, and roles as a resource. The action phase is where the therapist guides the client to moments of catharsis, recognition, and integration. Closure allows the storyteller to transition from the action space created to their everyday lives. Number 2. Ethics. Much like therapy, therapeutic theatre is also grounded in a code of ethics such as privacy and confidentiality, the qualification and competence of the mental health care professional to hold space, supervision of therapists, practitioners, facilitators involved, non-duality of roles in the process, respecting the rituals, traditions, principles, and cultural practices of the storyteller, being inclusive of any story and complexities that might emerge in the process, offering informed dynamic consent to storytellers to choose what they want to share. Number 3. Narrative. Every person has a story to tell, and every story has 2 or more roles. Like any hero's journey, the storyteller may connect to 4 overarching questions: A. Who I am; B. Who I want to be; C. Who is standing in my way; and D. Who can help me. Feathers 4 offers a more directive prompt: I want, but, however, so. It's not necessary to have answers to every question or prompt in the narrative. It is important to ascertain with the storyteller what the theme of the narrative is for them in the here and now. Also, when working with roles, remember, in a therapeutic production, multiple roles can coexist within self, and roles are constantly shifting and evolving. There is no good or bad role. There are roles that are helping you and roles that are harming you. Each role has a function of their own. Roles can be real or fictional. Roles can be internal or external. All roles are real and playable. The meaning of the role is derived from the storyteller. The storyteller always chooses the roles they want to focus on. Number 4. Frame. Imagine here you are reconstructing with your storyteller the sensorial experience of the narrative as an experience for the audience. What are the sounds, sights, tastes, smell, textures you would find? Some things to consider are: A. Light. The way you light up your frame can say a lot, so be sure to use it as per the aesthetic need of your story. B. Pre-recorded or online performances offers an opportunity to create more possibilities of what you can choose to show in every frame. C. If you are performing live on stage, simple shifts in objects, colors, and elements in the space could be used for the audience to visualize where the storyteller is. Even if it's not there on stage, help the audience traverse through the power of imagination and metaphors, which brings us to our next point. Number 5. Metaphor is an approximate articulation of a storyteller's thought, emotion, or behavior, such as embodied, symbolic, physical, metaphysical, literal, characterized, spatial, nature-based, invisible, visual, musical, dramatized. Number 6. Dramatization or presentation style. No matter how you choose to present your narrative, it is important to consider with your storyteller on whether the presentation is going to be 1. Structured, semi-structured, or improvisational; 2. Fictional or reality-based; 3. Concrete or abstract; 4. Adaptation of a previous work or creating an original narrative; 5. Verbal or non-verbal. Number 7. Cast and crew. This is an intimate process, so try to keep the number of people in the cast and crew as much as the narrative or logistics necessitates. Be sure to review all elements of the process, such as intention, boundaries, therapeutic alliance, with the presence of new members. Give the cast and crew enough time to warm up to embodiment and vocalization, learn lines and block movement patterns, find comfort, cohesiveness, and safety with the group, rehearse with cues for light, sound, etc. Number 8. Show day. As you prepare to get ready to present your narrative to an audience, here are a few logistical and performance-based considerations. Logistically speaking, be sure to budget, pre-book your space, and double verify wherever required. Tech checks with the production, light, and music team are very important. Make sure you have someone supporting you to take care of audience, ticket counters, and promotion. Performance-based considerations. As far as the audience goes, pre-decide with your storyteller who they would like their audience to be, such as would it be an open performance, or selected invites only, or within a core community of people. Be sure to warm up and do a tech check before the performance. Typically in any therapeutic production, there will be a talkback or sharing. This is a space where the audience gets a chance to share what resonated with them. This could be done via a talkback between the artist and the audience involved, and or a creative sharing of themes that connected with the audience. Be sure to cool down and check in post the performance, offering a grounding space that brings back awareness or action to what the body of performers need in the here and now. All performers help in the process of derolling the space. Number 9. Closure. Like in therapy, termination offers a closure for the storyteller to transition from the liminal reality created over the course of the production to their reality. Number 10. Documentation. Have a clear discussion with your storyteller on what they would like to be able to do with properties, transcripts, or artifacts created in the process. Would they like to retain it, dispose it, or do something else with it perhaps? Take prior consent from everybody involved before sharing recordings in any space or portal, as mentioned in the ethical considerations of informed dynamic consent. Last but not the least, be curious, creative, and trust the process. Be open to adapt as per the storyteller's need. Creating a therapeutic performance can be an immersive process. Always come back to the intention when confused. Honor, respect, and support the storyteller's choice. Work from your area of competency. Support your area of competency. Reach out to peers. Follow up with your supervisor or therapist. Be safe and be ethical. Thank you so much for watching.